So, gaming's pretty stellar right now, isn't it? I just spent the last 30 minutes thinking about a video to make, and I was like, oh, I wonder if there's any new games coming out. So I type it in on Google, tappy tappy tap, right? Upcoming games 2024. Sure, there's something exciting, right? Well, there ain't shit. A bunch of games that I never even heard of. I mean, I know that I don't pay attention to games coming out, but I haven't heard shit. Like, all these games that I saw, I've not even, heard mentioned once. But then it came to me. Oh, wait a minute, there's that Silent Hill remake. That Silent Hill 2 remake coming out, isn't there? Oh yeah, I forgot all about that. Yeah, I wonder why, because who gives a shit, right? I mean, I've barely even paid attention to that game. The only time that I've ever even talked about it is when people have been bringing it up on stream. I just don't give a shit about that game. And there's a couple of reasons why. And then I asked myself this. Silent Hill 2 Remake. Will it be as bad as modern Resident Evil remakes? And the answer is probably yeah. If we take a little look at the game, I mean, who's making this game exactly? Who are the developers that are working on this game? Wait, Bloober Team? Wait a minute, I know Bloober Team. They're the ones that made that shitty fucking Layers of Fear. Probably the worst horror game I've ever played in my life. A game where you can't even die. A game where you walk around constantly. A game where nothing's going on. A cliche first-person horror game where you walk around doing fuck all. You can't even die in the bitch. They took the Outlast formula, the Resident Evil 7 formula, and made it even worse. Is that even possible? Resident Evil 7? One of the worst games of all time? How the hell do you make such a shitty formula even shittier? I didn't even think that was possible. But they managed to do it. This fucking Bloober Team. I think I remember playing it years ago. Layers of Fear, right? It was on one of those subscription services, and I saw it. I'm looking at it. I'm like, ooh, horror game. I like horror games. Let me install this bitch and give it a go. And I remember playing it, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? What is this? This is a horror game? I'm just walking around this empty mansion, or whatever the hell it is. Nothing's even going on. There's no enemy types, no puzzles, nothing, no scares. Doing nothing but walking around. I don't understand the appeal of this type of game, and I never will. So how the fuck am I supposed to have any faith in this developer when they've made, without a doubt, one of the worst horror games of all time? They're the ones that are gonna make a Silent Hill 2 remake. Who made that fucking decision? What fucking moron at Konami thought that was a good idea? They had to have been smoking some of those Japanese herbs, man. Seriously, what on earth was going on in their heads when they made that decision? It is quite questionable. And my guess is that they're probably going to use the Resident Evil remake formula as a blueprint, so to speak. They're probably going to take a lot of inspiration from the modern Resident Evil remakes, which I don't know why you would do that. Those are the last games that you should take inspiration from, not only when making a horror game, but especially when making a remake. Some of the worst remakes of all time right there, an absolute insult to the original. The last thing you should do when making a remake. Taking the original games, spreading open your arse cheeks and shitting all over them, like a hippo. You know, like how a hippo will push his arse against a wall and then spread his fucking shit all over that bitch with his tail wagging side to side? A goddamn diarrhea explosion over here? Well, yeah, that's what Capcom did to RE2 and RE3 and RE4 when they decided to remake those games. Yet the fanboys will still eat it up, which is no surprise. We know what Capcom fanboys are like. However, the Silent Hill fans might actually be different, because unlike the Resident Evil fanboys, they're actually more critical. I mean, if you look at the history of Resident Evil games, especially the games such as Homecoming and Downpour, there was actually a lot of criticism towards those games. Even a game such as Silent Hill 4 had a lot of criticism. And that game actually looks good. I never played it, but that game actually looks good. It actually looks like a decent Silent Hill game with some problems. But if a few problems justify a game being so hated, then what the fuck is wrong with the Capcom community? What's wrong with the Resident Evil community? What's wrong with that motherfucker Frank, dude?
Oh, Nightcrawler, just a hater. You don't know what you're talking about. Capcom are amazing. Resident Evil 2 Remake is an absolute masterpiece.
Get the fuck out of here, Frank. Who the fuck let you in my house?
No, I'm not leaving until you stop hating on Capcom.
Yo, I'm not fucking playing, man. Get the fuck out of my house right now.
Get off me. Ow! Ow! Stop it!
Fucking stick bundle, man. Who the fuck let that weirdo in my goddamn house? So yeah, that's the question I have. The question that I think is on a lot of people's minds. The people that aren't delusional, that is. The ones that don't expect everything to be a masterpiece as soon as it's even announced, as soon as it's even rumored. If you ask me, do I think the game will be good? Honestly, I don't think it will be. I think it's gonna be just as bad as the Resident Evil remakes, if not worse. I think there's no doubt that those Resident Evil remakes are gonna have a huge part of how that game turns out, just because of how popular they are. And then you combine that with a shitty, incompetent, terrible developer like Bloober Team, who, like I said, made one of the worst games I've ever played in my fucking life, then that is just a recipe for disaster right there. They're gonna take one of the best games of all time and absolutely destroy it. Absolutely annihilate it. Absolutely pound it into the ground of shit. Silent Hill is a series that's been dead for years at this point, and now is the final nail in the coffin, I believe. I truly believe that. If Konami was smart, if they had a fucking clue what the hell they were doing, then they would stay as far away from that formula and actually make a good remake. And quite honestly, I just don't give a shit about this game. I mean, am I gonna pre-order this game? Am I gonna buy this game? Fuck no, are you kidding? Like I said, I've barely even been paying attention to this game. When you don't even care enough to watch the fucking trailers that get released, then why the fuck are you gonna go out and buy it? There was that combat trailer that came out. I still don't think I've watched it. I've heard things about it. Apparently, it's got a lot more action, sort of more like Homecoming, with like a dodge button and stuff. But, you know, who cares? Who cares, man? We still have the originals. We can still play the original Silent Hill 2, the original Silent Hill 3, and the original Silent Hill 1. Because I reckon if this game is a success, they will make more remakes, like 1, 3, maybe even 4, just like Capcom. Another fucking remake is rumored. Apparently it's confirmed that there are more remakes in the works. Why do you make some fucking new games? Is that all they do now, is just these shit remakes? I've never seen so many remakes come out in such a short amount of time. But we all know why, because remakes are a fucking money-making machine. That's exactly why they decided to remake 2 instead of 1 first, because 2 is the most popular game. But yeah, you know, who gives a fuck, man? Who gives a fuck about this game? I sure as hell don't. So I hope you all enjoyed. You can let me know in the comments what you think about this remake coming up. What do you think? Will it be good? Will it be bad? Will it be okay? Let me know in the comments. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everyone. Sayonara.